Hi, welcome to Understanding Women with Dr. James, the show where we have a panel of women to help you understand them, and I'm here to help the women understand themselves. And the panel is Belinda, Lane and Essie, and if you guys want to tell me what you do and your number one dating mantra. Belinda, you run a Facebook group called All the Single Ladies, where you give dating advice to women out there.
Yes,
so.
I'm also a digital marketing consultant, and my mantra is, if he doesn't make you a priority, make it your priority to move on.
I'm a pharmacist, and my mantra would be to just be yourself, because it's inevitable and it'll just come out anyway. So the best you can, well, you'll come out.
Yourself.
So yeah, you can't hide for too long or be somebody you're not for too long. So
true.
So just be yourself.
I'm an artist. I like to do a little bit of stand-up comedy as well, and my personal mantra would be self-love first and foremost.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll get into the first letter. Dear UW, I give up on relationships. I keep getting cheated on. The guys all seem nice at first and say all the right things, then they turn out to be really insecure and are pathological liars. Why would you hurt someone who stands by you? If you're not cut out for being committed to someone, then don't be in a relationship. There's plenty of girls out there who just want sex. How do you find actual, genuine, nice guys? That's from Hurt at Greenslopes. Belinda, what do you think?
I think there's two sides to it. I think there are men out there that attract women for one thing, which is sex. But I think
terrible.
it is. Well, no, it's not. Sex is not terrible, but
But the fact guys want sex is terrible.
no.
No.
Let me
Then
finish.
why did you say that?
No, I said it because guys use women for sex. They tell you one thing and lead you on and make you believe something's going to happen, and then they walk away, and then women get hurt, hence hurt in wherever she was. So basically there's two sides of it. So yes, there are men that will do that. So I think she as a woman needs to be more aware about it. But secondly, I think she needs to love herself and believe that she deserves more, because if she believes that, she'll attract a man that will come into her life and give her what she needs.
She's attracting these guys into her life because she's got low self-esteem.
Maybe, or just a little insecure.
Yeah.
Doesn't believe she deserves more than what she's getting. So she keeps attracting the same kind of man.
Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah,
Like,
I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be easy then. but like,
I think she has a very negative approach on the whole thing. Like, you know, she's like, every guy I've met is like this. So she's already
it keeps
kind
happening to her. So
she's already got the foundation.
She hasn't realised is why. I mean, she's the common denominator.
Yeah, that's
Why does
true.
it keep happening to her?
Personally, I like to look at what's going on inside the person, not just the external
don't blame
stuff.
the guys. That's great, because a lot of women have.
awesome.
Why do women always have that, victim mentality?
There is two sides of the story, but I really do believe that if you're attracting the same kind of person to you, then you have to do some clearing inside and get your confidence up and learn to love yourself a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, instead of blaming the guys.
That's right.
Because it's her responsibility, it's her fault.
And I think women allow it to happen. I think.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not her fault. You're wrong. It's not.
What do
It's
you
a
mean?
combination of two. It's a combination of
all
she's
all
allowing
she can
that
do,
man
but
to come into her
She's blaming
life.
the guys though, so that's the
Yeah, well,
wrong thing to do. You know.
Guys have some onus or responsibility.
But she
in
can't
that.
control
Yes.
that. You can only control.
Your actions, definitely.
yeah.
So if she stops sleeping with guys early up, potentially that's what she's doing. I don't want to
she's too
judge. I don't
easy.
know too.
Yeah, she might not
I
be
agree,
doing
she's
that
too
as
easy.
well, so.
Well, she's pointing out that the men are all insecure once she gets to know them, but I think that's a deep reflection of her insecurity.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And what she's noticing at fault with these men is just a reflection of what's going on in her heart. So she's got to sort of, take some time out, I think.
But why do a lot of women
herself.
do sort of blame guys and I think it's the guy's the arsehole. Well, why do they have that sort of?
That's an excuse to harbour
Yeah,
anger.
yeah.
That's not dealing with an issue. If you're attracting the same kind of man into your life, there's something that from your past that you haven't healed within.
Yes.
I firmly believe it.
I agree. But I also believe men need to be honest up front. If
Yeah,
you
but
don't want a
they're not-
relationship, don't feed her.
They're not going to do that though. Like the reality is, you can say that, but guys aren't going to do that.
So women have to
disagree.
take
You have to
control
learn. They're
of
not
that.
going
I think
to.
in
disagree.
both sides'
I mean,
defence,
okay,
people...
in general, guys will not do that. You can't. I mean, okay, some guys will, some guys won't. That's the fact is, but you can't expect them to. If you're not respecting yourself, some guys will take advantage.
I believe if you are absolutely authentic and true to yourself, you will attract somebody in your life who is absolutely 100% the same. I've met some amazing people who are so brutally honest and to the core, you know, and that's what happens when you are honest with yourself.
But
you know,
how do you get to that point? Like, it's not really...
Face your fears.
We'll go to some Vox Pops and see what the public thought.
She sounds like she's either very needy or very independent.
Needy. She could be needy, that's what it is.
She does sound needy, yeah.
She could be needy. But just if you're needy, it doesn't give guys an excuse to use you and sleep with you.
How do you meet genuine nice guys?
You don't. Not in my experience.
Boys must be a little bit naughty. They have to be a little bit naughty because otherwise they get a little bit boring.
How do you find nice guys? You know, go to the fat people in the corner. They're the ones with the good personalities.
Do you go out date fat guys?
I would, yes.
Either she's being like too masculine. Or
masculine?
Yeah, like if that makes sense, because if she's dominating the relationship, the man feels emasculated, so he's going to go find a woman who needs him. Maybe she doesn't realise that she's pushing him away.
Yeah.
So how do you find a genuine guy who's a little bit naughty?
The guy who is all about you and will do
bunnies for $10.99.
No, will do something naughty to you and will not look at other women, but will do very naughty shit to you. How does that sound? That's
We have a deal. Anything out there that sort of stood out?
Yeah, I think some things were not accurate, others were.
What's that?
The naughty part.
Well, you do want a guy who's...
You
can't just
do.
have it... Because she wants a nice guy, but nice guys are a bit boring if they're just
Not
nice all the time.
necessarily. Not. Generally, the ones that are quieter and more reserved are the naughtier ones. Yeah.
The ones that will cheat on you.
I really believe that we all have the capacity to be good and bad because that exists
Good
in
and
everyone. Good and bad.
Oh,
but, you know, good in bed works too. So, you know, you can't say, oh, that person's good and not be aware that in the background there's a suppressed
Everyone has
darkness.
that. That's why it's not the guy's fault. It's her. She's letting guys not just take her for granted because she's obviously like saying yes to a relationship so quickly and yes to sex and not sort of questioning them.
She says she's not trusting men. I think she needs to still trust men regardless because if you don't trust someone, you're not going to get to know them.
Be more cautious though. She's not.
But also notice and recognise the signs of what she's noticed in the past. She's sounding like she just wants to shut off.
Yeah, she's got a poor attitude. You'd never blame men. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good work, guys.
There's love out there for her.
We'll go to a break. Can I buy you a drink?
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Okay, thanks.
What are you doing? I just bought you a drink.
Look, that's great. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm just so lucky to have bumped into someone like you to help me out. Change my tie for me. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
What are you doing? I just changed your tie. Here, I'll help you across.
Thank you very much for your help.
What are you doing? I just helped you across the street. Okay, welcome back to Understanding Women with Dr. James. We're going to go to a segment now called Dr. James Overrules. This is where we take an article, like an agony aunt article from a popular women's magazine. Someone's written in asking for advice. A girl has been dating for several months. He asked her if she watches porn, and she's not shy, she says, but suddenly she felt on her guard. She told him yes, but couldn't open up to him about her preferences when he asked. And why do I feel bad? And the answer that she was given was, you weren't worried about telling him you watch porn, so it must be the type of porn you watch that makes you feel bad. So don't be embarrassed. Your sexual business is his business too, so when the time is right, watch the porn you like with him instead of talking about it. What do you think? Well, my advice, it's not that she was uncomfortable about the sort of type of porn she watches. She was just on her guard because why is he asking this? Like, obviously, if he's trying to add porn into the mix after only a few months, he's not that into her. Like, he doesn't like sex with her that much. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that. I think it's something you could enjoy together.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but not a few months.
It's like toys.
Yeah.
You know, you bring it in. It's like something outside that can spice it up.
So why do you think she was uncomfortable?
I personally think maybe she said yes because she's worried about what he will think, and then and then of course she's
because she's worried
now
what
she's
he will
deeply
think about
insecure
the porn thing.
because she's thinking, okay, he obviously wants to watch this image of this woman. What about me? What am I good for?
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you agree with me?
I do.
I think,
cool. Okay, cool.
She might question his loyalty, but on his side, I think it's a normal thing to do. So
whenever
I
a
don't
guy
think it's
says something like that, like, oh, let's watch porn, or let's go to a swingers club, or let's what about another girl, adding that into the mix? Like, it's obviously because he's not that into. He's not that into her.
I really
I don't
think
think that's always the case. I think that it might be sometimes, but I think that if she is into that as well, and it's something that they can enjoy together, then that's great. But clearly she's not into it, so she needs to find someone that is similar to her.
She is though, but she's just on her guard. That's why she's confused, because she doesn't know why she's on her guard, even though she's into porn.
There's some guys who, you know, you walk in their house and they're having breakfast and there's porn on the screen. So, you know,
Never done that.
Yeah, I've got mates that have. So, you know, it's like, cool, how you going? Yeah, I'm great. You know, it's on.
Yeah.
Some people are very desensitized to this sort of stuff. In a way, like you got to admire his honesty.
Really?
Yeah. I would admire his honesty, but at the same time, at the back of my mind, I'd be thinking,
how is he?
Well, he's not hiding it. It's not like you're finding a massive collection, you know. So.
Well, you don't know that yet. If he's mentioning it already now,
I think porn is
he
fantasy.
could be having a massive collection. Like that.
And I think people have fantasies, and I don't think it's cheating.
What should she do?
I think she should, if she doesn't want to watch porn with him, then if she says to him that she doesn't want to watch porn, then he's going to watch it without her. So obviously, because he likes porn. So what does she do? Is she the love of his? If he's the love of her life, then maybe it's just something you need to compromise on.
I think she needs to be honest though. Like she needs to just sit him down and say, look,
like, why do you want to watch porn?
Yeah, just be honest. You know, what's this all really about? You know, I just want to be brutally honest with you. Just let's put the emotions aside and just get down to it and see what it's really about.
Well, I'm a little bit. You know, I just don't like hearing about women being pressured into watching porn. You know, because. That even the agony aunt is saying, you know, no, just go for it. You know, it's your, you know, you got to share this with him. It's like, well, no, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to share anything with him.
Like question it, and be like, if she's on her guard, then you know that's understandable.
I don't think she should question it.
I
think she should be honest with him and say, doesn't make me comfortable.
No, don't even say that yet. Say, why do you want to watch porn for starters? Wait for him to answer first. You don't have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, but guys don't like girls who come across as insecure.
No.
That would be an instant turn off.
Guys don't like girls who just do whatever they want.
So what do guys want? Because they don't seem to want either or.
They want you to be a challenge and not just do whatever he says. Don't you get that,
But then
Belinda?
if you're too domineering, they're like, oh, you're too bossy, you're too opinionated.
No, but it's a balance. Not every time. Not every time he goes to watch porn. Why do you want to watch porn? That would be like cracked record. But I mean, the first time, like it's an issue right now.
I think she should just do what she wants. If she wants to watch porn and it's some weird freaky
she wants
stuff,
to, that's fine. But she obviously doesn't want to with him.
I think maybe she's frightened to acknowledge that she's deeply insecure and she doesn't want him to see that part of her, and perhaps, you know, she views it as a terrible weakness, you know, and it really hurts, or there's something there that, you know, maybe she.
And he'll just be like, I just want to watch porn.
You think she's worried about she's got a weakness?
The answer will be because it's sexy and
like
it's a fantasy.
That she's not as hot as the girls in the porn.
Yeah, that's what will come across.
Is that what you girls sort of worry about a little bit?
No, I don't worry about that.
Well,
I don't feel
let's go for it.
We're all a little bit insecure. Come on, you know, like
Lane,
It It depends on what type of porn it is, you know, it can be
Even
good
James
for you too.
So how do we help her? What do we if she wants to watch porn, then she should enjoy it with him, but communicate what kind of porn.
We've already established that she doesn't really want
If
to.
she doesn't want to watch porn, then she needs to tell him.
There's nothing wrong with her being hesitant and saying no. Maybe play a bit hard to get with the watching porn. Let's say, yeah, I'll watch a few minutes.
No,
Play a bit hard to
It's a
get.
game then. It's a game. It's just going to be.
No, I'd front up and say, all right, what's your mindset when you're going in here other than the obvious? You know, what's this really about? You know, is there something we can do together, or is this your way to get ideas? Are you bored? You know, just be honest and put it out there. It's only a couple of months into the relationship.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get really hurt unless she's one of these really, really insecure people that has thrown her heart in all of a sudden anyway, so.
Yeah. She's obviously curious to why it's happening, so just ask him.
I don't think you need to ask him. I think it's obvious. It's either a fantasy that he wants to share with her, or he's not into her.
You said a minute ago that she should ask him. Now you changed.
No. Should tell him she doesn't want to watch porn.
Okay, be upfront with him.
Be upfront.
She should question it, at least. Not sort of totally reject it, because no one likes getting rejected. So that'll maybe turn him off. If she was just like, no, he might get frustrated. But if she's like, gives him a bit of a chance, gives him a chance to sort of worm his way into it, then that's good. We're going to come back with a segment called Field Research.
Yeah,
she does like porn. She just needs to go to a break. Welcome back to Understanding Women with Dr. James. Guys, we're going to go to a segment now, Field Research. And we went out on the streets to find out, do women really like bad boys? Hey guys, are there any police around? Like, I'm sort of on the run, so I'm just a bit worried because, yeah, a bit of a bad boy, I guess. Do you look guys like bad boys at all? I'm sort of on the run, that's all. I just got out of prison.
If you're a bad boy, could you tell me where the train station is?
So I can't talk long, but I'm sort of on the run. So look, how about I get your numbers and we'll talk later when things sort of calm down a little bit. Is that cool? Got out of prison, I'm on the run. Do you like bad boys?
I don't know, do I?
I just got out of prison. I'm sort of looking to re-establish myself. And you should stay away from me. Yeah, that's it. I can't talk long. I'm sort of on the run, and some people would call me a bad boy, I guess you could say. Do you like bad boys? I'm going to be out of town for a while, so how about I get your number, and when I come back and things have calmed down, we catch up then.
I've got a boyfriend.
Is he bad though?
No,
He's not bad as me. Like, he's not on the run. So, what do you think? Maybe you should upgrade to a badder boy. Well, the most bad boys don't look like bad boys. That's why you have to be careful, really. Do you agree? Yeah.
I like bad boys, but you're not a very bad boy, so I'm not that interested in you. I'm sorry.
Look, I can take you with me, but it'd be too dangerous. You just gotta be careful. Have you met any bad boys before? Obviously not until now, really. Are you a bad girl? I love bad girls. You don't understand.
I'm too dangerous for you.
Well, take me with you. Where are you going? So long, bad girl. I'll never forget you. Are there any police around? I'm sort of on the run, that's all. I'm just a bit worried, like I'm a bit bad. So, bad boys. What do you think?
Am I the only person that thought that he was about to strip because, you know, bad boys? Or
What you gonna do?
Yeah. No.
Is that what you think a bad boy is? A stripper?
No, well, it just sounded like some stripping name.
Do you guys like bad boys? Have you ever gone in that phase of liking bad boys? I know Belinda has, but apart from her.
Yeah, when I was really young, I think.
Oh yeah, sure. You
Maybe
never grow out
about
of
10
it,
years ago, I liked bad
You always
boys.
like bad.
There's something quite alluring about someone with a sense of danger.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think,
that's right.
Okay, now we're going to do a new segment called FAQ. Belinda?
Yes. So, as you know, I run all the Single Ladies Australia page on Facebook, and recently there's been a few girls asking a question about when you break up with someone, and I just wanted to get your feedback so I can pass that on.
I think you're actually asking me.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought everyone could
They can
contribute.
they can comment
Okay,
too.
all right.
We'll let them have a go too.
All right, well, I'll ask you. So basically, the girls want to know if you break up with someone and you're in a relationship status on Facebook, and that changes, when do you have to ask your friends to remove your ex-partner off as being friends, or do you allow it to continue to be friends?
You definitely don't ask them to unfriend the guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. So. But why would you want them to? Why would you?
Because there's that mutual friendship, and they just want to know should
Are you
should
worried
you cut
that they
ties?
would hook up or something behind your back, or why would you want them to unfriend him?
Don't know. They were just asking.
You don't know. They were just like, come on.
Well, I think the girls want to just clear ties and not have any
But don't you think that's so insecure? Like if you, oh, by the way, I just broke up with Darren. Can you unfriend him, please?
Yeah.
And then
it's a
they'll
bit
just
childish
suddenly
too.
start
Yeah.
becoming friends with
It's
him instead of
petty.
you.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, Darren, guess what? And you know what girls are like. They'll
Yeah.
go behind your back
Yeah.
because they
So-
always, and they'll go to Darren because they're probably attracted to Darren, and they'll be like, oh.
Are you Darren?
Usually. They'll be like, so, oh, you know what she said? I probably shouldn't be talking to you, Darren, but, you know, she said to unfriend you. And what should I do?
I think it was
And then
more on this.
and it's just like, you get talking about that. It's a good excuse to start talking to Darren.
Yeah.
And then
Can
you
I have
start
Darren's
flirting
number?
with Darren. And then you start sleeping with Darren. What do you think?
No.
Like you said before, Lane, I think it's a little bit childish.
Yeah,
It also depends on how well they know this person
Yeah.
as well. I've got some friends who are friends with my ex on Facebook, and it bothered me initially, but then I realised, look, I'm not going to stop them from displaying an interest in this person's life. That's none of my business what
Yeah.
they think of each other and what they think of me, so I'm just going to let them go forth.
Obviously, you want them
That
to
was my
unfriend him and stuff. And you're going to assume that they're not going to, if they're good friends, you'd assume they're not going to keep talking to him.
Well, I think
But
that...
you can't be so controlling and say, like...
No, well, it's controlling. That's a boundaries issue to me. You can't just ask somebody to not be friends with somebody just because
Exactly,
you've got to grow up. That's primary school stuff.
It depends
So,
on how many
you know-
friends you have as well and how long you've been together for. You might have been together for a while and then you
So
accumulate
you're saying
later.
that it may be appropriate sometimes to say that?
Yeah, if you've only been
Really?
together for a short time, then there should be no reason to
Continue
you
the
know.
friendship.
But I wouldn't
Yeah,
ask
but
anyone
some
to.
people
I
just because they're not unfriending them doesn't mean they're going to stay friends with him.
yeah.
Is it then just etiquette when your friend breaks
Oh,
up
should
with
you take the
someone?
initiative?
Should you just remove that person out of your Facebook friends?
I do. Yeah.
Really?
When my friends break up, I just.
But what if you're attracted
But I
to the
wouldn't go
guy?
out of my way.
What if you're
It's-
attracted
I would
to the
never
guy,
do
though?
that.
You would never
Yeah,
date
yeah.
your ex-friend, your friend's ex-partner.
Yeah, not in
Oh,
that
really?
way
Well,
anyway.
you
But
might,
maybe a
but
secret
not-
affair or something. Yeah.
I think deep down
Bad
people
boy.
are just frightened of people talking behind people's back and sharing intimate stories
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. When, you know, if the person was decent, they're not going to go that way,
Yeah.
you know.
So just
Yeah.
Give them the benefit of the doubt.
But
Do the
thing
right
is,
thing,
like,
unfriend
what's
them
okay
or
if they
not.
hook up as well? Like, who cares? Like, seriously.
That's just disrespectful.
It is.
It is, but then
you
you're
don't
not
friend
become.
that
But then you
person,
don't.
'cause then they're
then,
not
but then
genuine.
you.
Yeah,
sort
they're
of-
not really your friend,
No,
are they?
no.
But
No.
you know,
And
if
you're
your
good
friend
right
does
to give him
that,
the
that's not
flick
really a
if that's
friend.
gonna
Who
happen.
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more about the etiquette. Do you unfriend that person for your friend who's dating them, or do you ask them to
I
unfriend?
guess like I wouldn't even do that because it's like it's not my. Like I'm just thinking I do have like still an ex of a mate, but I didn't even just think to unfriend because like who goes out of their way to unfriend someone? Like I'm not going through my list and seeing who's not friends with who anymore,
I think
and
it's
I
petty.
better unfriend them
I think
because
it's just petty.
I wouldn't really even think about my friend and think
Yeah.
unless it's a big deal and it's like. Well, but even then, it's like I wouldn't even think of it.
So don't worry.
Doesn't
about
mean
it.
because you don't talk to most people on Facebook anyway that you're friends with.
Well, you might not. All
Oh,
20
you
of
talk
them.
to all. Yeah,
But you talk to all of his friends.
but I certainly will talk to all our friends on Facebook. So if you'd like to add us on the group for Understanding Women with Dr. James, please add our Facebook. The link's on the screen at the moment. Well, guys, good work. Thanks for coming in. Belinda, Lane, Essie. We'll see you next week on Understanding Women with Dr. James.